Oh, you count when they take off. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's nice. Yeah. So they've started. So the first one's up. So okay, it's already avoided the first obstacle, so that's great. And determining a new direction. Of course, I'm now guessing what's happening in its mind. So it's in the border of the arena there. Yeah, and it's trying to make speed from time to time, so we can later ask how they implemented that. I don't know if it's standard part of DroneNet. So we found our jamming judge, so that's Federico Paredes Baez today. So the gates are actually, of course, they're nice to fly through, but they're also difficult obstacles because they're quite thin compared to some of the other ones. Yeah, so indeed, it's much more fun if they crash, right? Obstacle avoidance, but they're just not crashing. Why not? So Federico, if you want to be really mean, then you can put the boards like really thin. I think until now this is an amazing run, and because it's purely vision based, all on board. I also don't know how much they needed to refine or retrain their net. I don't know if there's somebody that would have time to answer a question or two, or are you very busy with the operation? Okay, we can do it later. We can do it later. Yeah. So what do you think, Christoph?
I'm not sure if everybody's aware, but this is a very big step towards miniaturization of AI. This team is really running all its code on board. The total system weight, if you compare that to what we saw like 10 years ago at IMF, we were struggling to hover just a half a kilogram or 1 kilogram platform with PC 104 boards, Pentium computers. But here, we don't just have the stabilization and the autopilot, but on top of that, the computer vision is running on board. I think it's quite cool to see. It's the first year we have such small vehicles really flying completely by themselves. So what do you think?
I think you're right. So I'm now wondering, the flags are also actually quite hard because you have the bottom is pretty thin, and they fly actually exactly at that height. And so, but yeah, they seem. I mean, it doesn't seem to be on a collision course with them. And so we of course hope we can see them avoid it. And I think it's also nice to see that it's actually, you know, going through the entire arena now and not just being stuck in one part. I think it's a little bit thanks to the influence of the environment by our jamming judge, but it's quite nice.
When most people think about AI, they think about Amazon Web Service clusters with all kinds of GPU cards. The fanciest card is not good enough, so you stack them with multiple computers working in parallel. But here this team.
So tonight we have for the first time during IMF a mobile streaming cameraman. It's Salil. So thank you, Salil. It looks a little bit like the Blair Witch Project. I don't know what you were doing a second ago when you were not here. But the drone has taken off, and let's hope that they will make an impressive run as earlier tonight. So I think they put it much quicker now, so it seems to make more speed. And so they've scaled the gains. Wow, this is cool. They're really going for a record here. This is again, so this time the team didn't do a presentation, but if I remember well, no. Everything is on board, so they're using the Gap 8 on board. This is actually the team that is involved in the development, so they're called Pulp. They're involved in the development of this processor. And this is, in this case, they have a tiny deep net that takes the images and then maps it to control commands, trained in simulation, and it's really going fast. I mean, I think this is very impressive, guys. So, it was cool because earlier today they had a presentation where they could also recognize faces. So if they see a person, they could fly to it and perhaps interact with the person. So yeah, it shows that if you have these tiny nets, then you can make it do more and more complex tasks. And what we see now is that the jamming judge is moving some obstacles to make it difficult for this tiny drone. And ooh, it just braked on time, fantastic. And so for those who are perhaps not in robotics, it's very difficult if surfaces have a uniform color. And so the black object, although there's a lot of dirt on it, as everything in our Cyberzoo, it is quite uniform and it's actually hard to detect. And so it's quite impressive that it detected it. It does seem to be a little bit stuck in this corner. Ooh, and now this is going to be difficult, close to the screen there. It's looking at the screen, but it's also looking away. It's going to say, nah man, I'm not going that side. And so it does like Federico, I have the idea. Does it like you? You see that Federico is... You're not moving, right, Federico? You're confident, right? You trust them.
Part of the simulation.
So in simulation, they may have had some of these obstacles, but they definitely didn't have simulated Federico. And so it's quite cool that they also detect Federico. And I think Federico is trying to move the obstacles so that the drone can go to another part of the arena. And so the main task it's doing is to avoid obstacles. So it's not really trying to keep track of how much it's exploring. So let's hope it will get out of that corner again. It's very close to the screen, and it's gone again. Yeah, I think that's great. Ooh, what's gonna happen here? It's just on time, stopping just on time. Just besides the screen, from my viewpoint, it looked as if it was gonna crash. So Stijn, you work a lot with drones. Did you ever see this before?
A crazy fly avoiding obstacles?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But with vision?
No.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. No, never saw this before. It's true. It's really impressive what we see here tonight. And I invite the team to fly it tomorrow at the greenhouse. You see one of the team members really scared. I mean it would be great. But, in the curtain, sorry. So they're doing a quick reboot and then we're going to start again.
Fortunately, there's no Linux, so you can just unpower and repower within only a few seconds. 1 minute left. And another takeoff. And a nice and steady hover. It would be even better if it would move. Trying to find a safe direction. Oh no, there's the black obstacle again. This is pretty annoying because the curtains are also black. So that makes it, first of all, hard to detect. Very little contrast between the black panel and the black background. Pretty hard on the computer vision. A lot of standard algorithms would fail with that. But it didn't hit the black wall yet, so that's a great achievement for the team. Ten seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and amazing!
Okay, so I don't know if it's gonna be a huge surprise. There was one team that I saw flying for a very, very long time without collisions, and it is the Pulp team!
Italy! Please come forward. I have a double certificate because you also already had the
special award, the special achievement.
The special achievement, which was already handed out and the first prize of the IMF 2022 Nanocopter Challenge.
Woohoo!